5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, what a day.
I'm saying nothing. I had a lazy day today.
Well, I did. I got jobs done that I'd never normally do. So I don't know if anyone can see. I can't see any messages.
Neither can I, but then I'm looking to see. Well,
Oh, there is. Yep, I can see that.
right, good up.
Yep. Anyway, welcome to this month's live stream. Before we start, I just want to give a shout out to
Hello, Mick.
To a fellow YouTuber that's not very well, and it was one of the guy that actually inspired me to start my channel, and that's Pardo.
Oh,
He's had surgery. He's got I'm not going to go into too much, but he's not been well, but he's still making videos. So just hope he gets well very soon.
all right. Right. Good evening, Mick, Pulsar, Terry.
And here we go again. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've now gone on to what we gone on to?
Restream.
That's it. Because StreamYard was too expensive.
Yeah, bumped the price up.
Quite a bit. So yeah, just to let you know, there will not be a live stream in June because Dave is off
I thought you were going to be doing a live stream.
No.
Never mind. Oh.
Well, Mike's going to be missing as well.
Oh, right.
So we're going to have a holiday.
Ah.
Have a sabbatical for a month.
Oh, right. Well, then in that case, at some stage we will need to spin for July.
Yes. We'll surprise you.
Okay.
With an impromptu.
Well, I tell you what, we can do June and well, no, we're doing June tonight anyway. So
yeah, July. So we'll come up with something.
Okay.
Yes. Rocky's. I don't know if you since we last, but Rocky hasn't been very well. Yes. Best wishes to Pete. Yeah, absolutely, Terry. Yeah, Rocky hasn't been well again. I think it's his age, but he's had a haircut and he's fine fit again. I think a lot of it may have his haircut was actually overdue about a couple of weeks because of and it's been a bit warm and but he seems all right now. I think he's chill. He's been sunbathing today.
Oh, it's all right for some, isn't it?
I know. So yeah. So I think first thing we'll do before we could tonight we're going to do, as you can see, we've got music literature and basically books, your sleeve notes, anything literature and what magazines you read as a lad or a lady. If we have any ladies watching,
we do occasionally.
So yeah, he's all right now. In fact, he's sitting here. So you want to say hello to everybody because you have been a bawdy boy. There we go. One dash sound.
One model. Evening, Zeb.
Good evening, Zeb.
Yeah.
Oh, dear me. Hard life.
No.
Hang on, I've got to get used to doing this. Good evening, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Yeah, I'm glad you got the thing. I couldn't. My power went off at about.
Yeah. So what's the story then?
If I told you someone was trying to nick cable.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a cable theft. Because the guy, because I've got the box where they do the isolation literally outside my thing. And when I went across and he come back, I thought, oh, it's all right. So what was the problem? He says, you're not going to believe this. and he says, someone tried to nick the cable. And I says, I'm not surprised because I worked on the railway. And he went,
Yeah.
yeah, you know the score then. I went, yep.
Number of times that I've, in the past that I've been held up, when I used to work, going down to London.
Cable theft.
And it's been a cable theft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't think they realise the voltage that goes through the railway cables.
I know. It's extremely dangerous, isn't it?
Oh God, yes, because you've got multiple phases as well.
yeah, so all they're after is the copper.
Yeah. Another quite sort of popular crime, particularly up here in Yorkshire. There's a lot of old mill buildings, and people go in and to these derelict mills, and they pull out all the cable, and then they pile it all up, and then they set it on fire to get all the all the insulation off of it. And the number of times that mills have caught fire, these old buildings have caught fire because somebody has made a bonfire of cabling.
There's that, and then you also get the arsonists going in.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's the deliberate stuff as well, isn't there? Yeah. But yeah, absolutely crazy. Yeah.
They make work company for 28 years. And those crazy tweakers used to steal the copper and electrocute themselves. Yay! Yeah. That's exactly what we want to happen.
Well, what I like about Restream, you can put a nice little font there, a little bit different from everywhere else.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed the Damned singles.
So did I. I thought it was really good. I like, makes chance to talk about a band I actually like, Ian.
Well, we all
know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, we've got another good one coming up, haven't we?
Yeah, next week. Yeah, we've got a really good one next week, and we've got Richard McCooks with us. So, and it's something that I think was Richard that actually suggested, wasn't he?
Yeah, right up Richard Street, isn't it?
Yeah, and you guys won't know. I've added them what Richard put on the list.
Oh yeah.
I did email you both, but I thought I didn't think about putting them on. But when you've got the man that knows everything about this artist, you just go with the man, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, we got a little bit of housework to do now. We're going for the top tens of June. Dave's got to get used to the new system now.
I do show, and then it goes like that. Hey,
I like that. That's good.
Yes, that'll do it. So this is for the UK one on the 11th of June.
No, that's interesting.
What? Where have we all gone? Where have we all gone? Oh, there we are.
Yeah. If I click on maximize, it takes you out.
Okay. Well, you just have to. It'll come up. So.
Oh well, right. So
we've got to take some years out for this, haven't we?
No, there's too many to take out, so I'm just going to spin it. If they come up, we'll spin again.
Okay, far away.
It's got to be easier that way. Come on, you. Hang on. I need to go to this page so I can go. Bonk. That's an okay one.
June 1979. There'll be some good songs in that.
Yeah, the 11th of June 1979. Okay, we only need to avoid 2 on this one.
Yes, because the birthday's that for this one. It's Nick and Dave's birthday.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, just yes, that's allowable.
That's allowable.
That's allowable, right?
It's 1969 in America.
Yep.
Some interesting ones on there.
Yeah, that might be good. Yeah.
There should be a Brit invasion, if I remember correctly. Oh, come here, you thing. Cancel that, close that. So we need to make that.
Oh,
Why am I up twice?
because you've got that. Right, I can get rid of that. You must get. We've got teething troubles here. Hi, there we go. That's gone.
Hold on, there we go. Right. I shouldn't have appeared twice.
No. That might be because something else. But we're not talking about that.
Yes, we're still learning.
We're still learning.
All right, so I can close that and get rid of that.
So,
Right.
I didn't have, unfortunately, because my little doggy was poorly, I didn't go up to Leeds this time. But a certain gentleman was kind enough to send that back with Nick. School's Out.
Oh, yes.
But
Nice
not
one.
just any old School's Out.
Ooh.
Was it?
Has it got something? Has it got something inside?
Afraid not. No, it didn't have.
But it's. Well, I'm not going to because it said it's the desk version.
Nice one.
And
Nice one.
when I played it, Mike, it's the sound quality is absolutely brilliant. It's better than my CD version.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. Glad it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this sounds different. So when I'd played this, I went and got the CD version out, and I went, "This is better. This is better." So, thank you very much. And I've met the other album we got was Pentangle, and that side you said that.
Oh yeah, side 2 was a bit.
I've cleaned it. I've given it about 4 cleans, and it's not going to be perfect. I don't want it perfect, but it sounds a lot better than when I got it.
Right, good.
So, yeah, even though I wasn't there, my 2 co-parts they went and got me some stuff. It was really nice to have that because it was a bit. I did miss it, but Rocky was more important.
Yep.
Yeah, he wasn't still completely better, and I didn't want to leave him all day. So, yes, we have got. This is one of these conversations we can have all night because they've got other people come up. But tonight I'm going to talk about music literature. Now, this was an idea that we sat there after recording the Damned on Saturday, and what we're going to talk about. And it was Nick that come up with this, and Mike and I went, "Yeah, we'll have a bit of that." So, music literature. We're not just going to talk about books. It's about sleeve notes and books. But I'm going to start off with a book. I'm just going to show one book because it's someone where we talk about a lot on the channel, and it's this book.
John Peel.
Yeah, this was a tribute to the much loved DJ Bros by Mick Wall, but it's got lovely stories and about lots of things. It's a great book. So if you ever want something to read, absolutely brilliant book.
Yeah, I've not read that, but I've read this. Alternative, if you want. Yeah.
There's plenty of good books about John, though, isn't there?
Yeah. So this is very much about him as a DJ, him the John Peel radio programs, and starting with the pirate stations and going on to Radio 1. So there you go.
Come on, swap Dave. David, stick it up.
We'll get there in the end, Dave, won't we?
Yeah. Still, good night. And
it says good night and good riddance, which was the way he used to sign off quite often from his programs. 10 till midnight weekdays. Yeah.
So I mean, this book, apart from it's a really good read, it has got some absolutely wonderful pictures of him and. See, there's a picture with his good lady on their wedding day.
Right, let's see if we can get this one to go. Come on, there we go.
Yeah.
It's slower than StreamYard.
Yes. See, it's got some absolute belting pictures. It's just a really good book to read, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
So that's what we're going to talk about, and also, like some of us did that couldn't afford it. I mean, I'm sure Mike done this. You go into a like somewhere like WH Smith, and you pick up sounds, and you flick through what you want to find out, and you fold it up and put it back on the shelf.
Yeah. I mean, I used to do that sometimes with, proper books. Go into a bookshop and stand there for half an hour.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what we had to do before the internet, wasn't it?
Yeah. Although I didn't, with these sort of music newspapers, didn't really do that much, because what tended to happen, at school, in the 1970s. So, different people would buy different ones, So we'd have copies of, Sounds and Enemy, Record Mirror, and sometimes Melody Maker. Although I, sort of like teenage me, always thought that Melody Maker was a bit too serious, really. They seem to be sort of like, stuck in the past a little bit. That was my sort of perception. Whereas, I mean, particularly Enemy, in the late 70s, when they were the first of the music, the music sort of papers to embrace UK punk.
Yeah, what used to annoy me, that's when you got a free record, they'd stick it on the front and you had to try and gingerly get the sellotape so you didn't rip the back.
Oh yeah, on a sort of like on low quality sort of newsprint. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You tended to just take the record out of if you could, you took the record out and put it in another sleeve.
Yeah. I mean, I know that there were some where you'd get a special offer, and you might have to collect sort of like the tokens from sort of like four sort of consecutive issues, and then you send them off, and then they send you an LP back.
Yeah, and then along came the 80s and smash hits.
Yeah, I
was never into smash hits. It was,
unfortunately, it was my source of music.
Right.
While I was overseas, mainly in Islamabad at the time.
Oh, right.
And doing DJ in the embassy club with another guy, and he had, like Ian, he had a massive collection of singles from the 70s. So he did the early part of the evening for the old folks who could get up and still boogie a bit and whatnot, and then 11 o'clock, the young ones took over. And I ended up I had all the latest tapes and the information from smash hits, what was the latest thing in the charts and whatnot. A twin deck cassette player. So I could queue up on one, queue up on two, start one, bang, swap to two, change the cassette. It was a nightmare, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, quite quite sort of difficult, really. You need to be quite dexterous to do that, didn't you? Yeah.
But what I did like, the model that I had, you could press a button and it searched for the skips in between tracks.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, it was a sort of like a fast forward, and it would.
I mean, when you got that on your stack, when you got that on your stack, you thought you were. And then when you had the twin one, when you could, there's a high speed recording.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah.
You could have a lot of fun with that.
But the worst, the worst thing about home taping is that if the LP that you were recording for your mates just happened to be slightly longer than 45 minutes,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You really
you didn't realise that until you came to record it, and you get to the end of the tape, and the record's still running. You know.
Well, I think my last tape recorder thing I had with a deck was one of these that would revert. It would continue, and then it'd click.
Yeah.
And go on to the other side. Now, there's
but
one band.
You always, if you did that, you always lost about 2 seconds because you had the end of the tape and the start of the tape as it switched over. You always lost that little segment.
Yeah.
Right.
See, there was one band, their albums were always 45 minutes and 20 seconds, or 46 minutes, and that's Marillion. They made all their albums, their first albums, more than 45 minutes.
So you couldn't put it on cassette.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Fish admitted that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you won't be surprised to know that I've never ever tried to tape a Marillion album.
No. I'm sure you haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't either. So
yeah. The one I can remember that was over 45 minutes was Wishbone Ashes Argus.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's about 47 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing, when you used to record, like I used to record like radio in concerts.
Yeah.
And you had to you'd be listening to it, and you'd be sitting there watching and watching and watching, and then you had to quickly pull the tape out, turn it around, and push the button again.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, home taping, that was a real thing, wasn't it? And
God, yeah. I mean, at Christmas, if you got in your Christmas presents, you always used to get, someone would buy you 10 C90s, and you thought it was heaven.
Yeah.
Because after Christmas, we used to meet up, and whatever albums you used to say, right, I want that recorded, and you just hand over your cassettes, and then a couple of weeks later.
Yeah.
I mean, I was lucky that my dad used to do what for people for me. Our dads used to sit and, the comments you got. What a load of old bloody crap this is.
Well, yeah, I know. It makes you love it even more, though, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, one of my best mates, he had a brother who was a couple of years older than us, and. Hi, Andy. He went off to university at Kent at Canterbury, and he was there, in the early 70s.
Oh, that'd have been brilliant.
So, but my mate used to tape all his brother's albums and pass them on.
Now there were two albums you could get. There were two albums that you could purely get on one C90. One was Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, and the other was Led Zeppelin 2.
Right. Yeah.
I had a tape that one side was Led Zeppelin and the other was Pink Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. When I was introduced to Led Zeppelin, it was on tape.
Yeah, I was
quite surprised.
Yeah, that was my Led Zeppelin 2 was my introduction to Led Zeppelin.
Right. Yeah.
When I was 10 years old. Because I thought it's the top of the pops music.
Yeah, for me, I think it was Houses of the Holy. I think was the one that where I discovered Led Zeppelin, and then for Genesis it was Foxtrot, in 1972.
I think the first Genesis album I ever heard was Wind and Wuthering.
Yeah, and that's about 78, isn't it?
78, 77. Yeah, my mate's dad had brought it, and I went round my mate's, and the track "Blood on the Rooftops" was on, and I just went, "Wow!" And I sat in there, and again, he says, "Do you like this?" He said, "I'll bring a tape round. I'll put it on." And when I listen to that, I love Blood on the Rooftops. I think that's an absolutely magnificent track.
Yeah, it's probably the best track on that album,
and One for the Vine there, So that was my introduction to thing. And then I sort of, again, there was an article obviously on when Steve Hackett left, and I remember What Happens to Genesis Now, and that was in Sounds, and I remember getting my mum to go and get me. And I wanted to read what was going on, because by that time I kept giving tapes to my mate's dad.
Also, I was right. You did. C90 wasn't 90. It was a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. I never brought the C120s though, because
they tended to get sort of like tangled up and never, I could never get on with them. Okay, Andy.
Yeah. I think once you get to Wyndham, anything up to Wyndham Wuthering is just classic, and then it's sort of.
You see, this is where I'm going to disagree, because I got introduced to Genesis, and then there were 3.
Right. Yeah, that was.
I had to go back and discover the first Genesis.
I'm surprised you bothered, actually. If that was your introduction to them,
it took me a while to do it, because I tuned in one day to a rock station. I was overseas at the time, and I heard this piece of music, and I thought, wow, what is that? And the guy came on, he says, and that was Genesis, and it was The Lamb Lies Down.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Right, I've got to go back and find their other stuff. Let's see.
You see, when he said, "Have you heard that Steve Hackett's actually made a solo album?" I went, "No," and so he put on Voyage of the Acolyte.
That's a lovely album.
Yeah, and when I heard Shadow of the, was it Hierophant or whatever it's
Hierophant.
Hierophant, that blew me away as well.
Mm.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a time to keep a tape. 74 to 2011, you're talking 30, almost 40 years.
Yeah.
To have a tape. But then, Ian, you remember my tape collection that I used to have, and it had been recorded by the record tape shop. You'd go in, and they had all the latest LPs. I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. Dig. You could pick individual tracks, whole albums, whatever. And they would put it onto a tape for you.
Oh, yeah.
Which for us overseas was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Nursery Crime. I always think that sort of Nursery Crime and Foxtrot are sort of twins, really, aren't they? They go together, it's the same sort of album and everything. And I think they're almost inseparable, really, as great albums.
Yeah.
Did you show Dave's comment?
Oh dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. They get worse, don't they? Yeah.
He gets worse. Brilliant, though. That was a great one. Yeah, I mean, go back, even, I love Trespass. A lot of people sort of, I've got no time for it. Now, I put that up on as a short, and I think it just crept into the 100 people watched it. People that watched it live. I put up Invisible Touch just for the, and over 1,000 people watch it.
Yeah, because it was more popular.
Yeah, and when people say it's their favourite Genesis album, you sit there going,
"This is it." You see. Like I said, there are different iterations of Genesis. There's the first Genesis, then there's the second. Then you had Genesis with Gabriel, Genesis with Hackett, Genesis Just the three.
Yeah, that is a fantastic album. I
I
love
won't
it.
get out of the cellophane, but yeah,
Come on, there we go.
you can see, yeah, Trespass, yeah. So I mean, the standout track on here is The Knife, isn't it?
Anthony Phillips's guitar work on that is exceptional.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people forget about, you know, Tony Phillips being in Genesis.
Yeah.
You know, but this is...
He only left because he had stage fright.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So he couldn't do the shows, but he could do the studio work.
Yeah.
Which is a pity.
Yeah, I mean, you listen to some of his solo stuff; it's magnificent. I mean, I did that whole thing on Anthony Phillips, and it was, you know, even when he just sat there with his classical guitar, it was memorizing to listen to.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, he's a great guitarist. You know, and so was Steve Hackett.
Yeah,
you know, and both. Yeah, definitely The Knife. Now, have you seen that Dave Atkinson did a Genesis video the other day?
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it was his top 20 Genesis tunes, you know, and it's difficult to narrow it down to 20, I think. I think so. Well, you know, I mean, there's so much stuff, and he chose some. I won't tell anyone what he went for, but you'll have to watch the video. But you know, some I agreed with, some I disagreed with, but none of them were terrible, you know, and you'll probably not be surprised to learn that his with the exception of just one, I think with the exception of one record, one song, his top 20 was entirely from records up to and including Wind and Wuthering, nothing afterwards. You know, but one thing he did say, and I tend to agree with him, that Genesis released one of the greatest live albums, didn't they?
Oh, that is a fabulous album. It's got definitive versions of those songs, hasn't it?
Well, I mean that's what he was saying. You know, I mean the track list, there's just 5 tracks on it, but you've got every single one of them is brilliant. You know, you've got Watcher of the Skies, Get 'Em Out by Friday, and The Return of the Giant Hogweed, which again is another one that I absolutely love. Then you've got on side 2, you've got Musical Box and The Knife. You know, two very sort of dark tunes, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean that intro to Watcher of the Skies live, it's Tony Banks that lights up that mellotron, doesn't he? It's and of course it's got the infamous bass pedal solo from Michael Rutherford.
Yeah. That's it, you know, and you know, so
it should have been a double album.
It could have been, I suppose. I mean, quite easily, you know. I mean, as I say, there's only 5 tracks there.
Yeah, I mean, I brought the on CD. I brought the archive box, which has got some of this. It's got some stuff that was taken from the Selling England by the Pound, and that is brilliant. The Lamb Lies on Broadway live, it's sort of live, but they re-recorded a lot of Gabriel's because of all the costumes. But musically live, that sounds great. The voice has been added on, so I don't consider it a live album, but I do like listening to it. But
yeah. I mean, the thing about sort of, you know, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, it's very much a Peter Gabriel project, isn't it? You know, and he was, you know, he was halfway out the door by then anyway, wasn't he? You know, he was thinking of doing other things. So, you know, I think it's unsurprising that the sort of, you know, what was left of Genesis didn't really major too much on the Lamb, really, you know, in the future. Because
I mean,
without Gabriel, it's not quite the same, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard, Steve Hackett does a lot of revisited Genesis, and he uses a singer from, I think he's not from Iceland, Nad Sylvan. He sings it really good. Ray Wilson, it sang with Genesis at the very end on their last album. He does a wonderful version of the Carpet Crawlers. And I think one of the most surprising, I think it's at the Hammersmith, Steve Hackett, the Lamia is sung by no other than Nick Kershaw.
Right, I didn't know that.
It's
I don't
absolutely
have heard that. No.
Stunning. Yes, Pulsar, it is the best version.
It is, absolutely,
Ian.
Yes.
You told us a bit of news that we hadn't heard about Pete.
Yeah.
Did you know that there's a link for people to help?
Yes, I do, but I haven't.
Do you want to share it, or do you want it shared?
Yes, but there's a GoFundMe, because obviously he's got medical costs out there, and he's quite a popular guy. Dave will put up a link if you want to go and support Pete and his family. Do you know what I'm on about, don't you, Mike?
No, this is news to me.
He's got a channel called Sea of Tranquility. He's had surgery.
He's been diagnosed with an aggressive brain tumor.
Oh dear.
There you go. There's a link in the chat to GoFundMe. They need to raise $160,000 and they're well on their way.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of people have been doing stuff, making little videos. I think Scott in the prop corner has done it. Larry Graves has done a bit as well. Everyone's getting behind him. He's, and I'm sure we all wish him well, because especially Mike and myself, we're all YouTubers at the end of the day, and he's one of us, and we want him to get well because he's got a super channel. He's still doing stuff. So hats off to Pete, and get well soon, Pete. You're a legend. one of the nicest people in America.
I will. Well, if you've got if you know where the page is, I would suggest add it into the description of the video once we're done.
Yeah, I'll put
the link in.
Yeah. Terry's absolutely right. I don't normally have to go GoFundMe, but I will make an exception for one of the best. Yeah.
Well, that's right. Yeah. I mean, it's looking after your own, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a VC, isn't it?
Yeah, and if it was Pete that sort of inspired me to do my channel. It is.
No, it's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. Get off.
Well, so I will put it in the description box later.
There we go. Right. Yeah, I found it through Reddit, believe it or not.
Yeah. So yeah. So going back to Genesis. Another live album. I know we're going off kilter and wait until Nick gets up. We'll go on to what we're supposed to be talking about. But I think of the Hackett after Pete. I mean, Seconds Out is a pretty decent live album, I think.
It's not bad.
I mean, afterwards, there's the odd track, I think, from Genesis that's, after Wind and Weather, and there's one or two that's a proper Genesis track. See, I think the Calling Out All Stations, the one that Ray Wilson sang on, is far better than We Can Dance and Invisible Touch. But it's, Tony Banks seems to be doing what he was good at, composing. Without that Phil Collins influence. As much as I like Phil Collins, don't get me wrong. What they should have kept them separate. See, Steve Hackett just carried on doing what he did, and some of his solo albums were great. So,
I mean, each to their own. I mean, the stuff that Phil got them to do, it brought them a lot of money, fame and recognition and whatnot. It's a pity that their earlier stuff wasn't recognized earlier, as it were.
Well, I mean, they were, you know, I mean, they were pretty huge in the UK, weren't they? But you know, not evidently not in the States, you know.
No, but they weren't poppy. They didn't sort of make it onto the mainstream charts until then. There were three, and
I think, I mean, in the early days, their biggest fan base was Italy.
So I've heard.
Yes, Italy. They were huge in Italy, because there's a story that Peter Gabriel tells that, you know, they toured in Italy. You have all these long-haired blokes in caftan coats come and sit in a thing, cross-legged, holding a Genesis album, and just sit there and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't dance, didn't. They sat there holding their album, listening to us.
Yeah, but you know, there's, you know, from the 70s onwards, there's always, you know, a pretty big sort of prog scene in Italy.
Yeah, I mean, I've this one area of prog that I haven't really looked into it much.
Yeah,
the first one I really heard was that Maxophone.
That's an absolute masterpiece. Yeah. I mean, it's an early album as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll tell you who introduced me to that was Naomi. Right. And she said to me, she says, whatever you do, don't listen to the English one first.
Yeah.
You need to listen to the Italian one, even if you don't understand it. She says, you will get it. And I'll listen to it.
That's, you know, I mean, that's good advice. I mean, I think with any music, you know,
listen to it in its,
you know,
it's proper.
You need an anglicized version of everything, you know. It's, you know, you go with the original, and that's usually the best, isn't it?
Yes,
Genesis Live 1973, Reggio Emiliano.
Oh,
it's on YouTube.
I'll click on that link.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have a look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Matt. Nice to see you.
Oh, notification bell was on wrong.
Ooh, that's not good.
That may be because we have switched from we switched broadcaster, as it were.
Yes, we've got a new contract.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. StreamYard were getting expensive.
Yeah, I did have a few emails from them. And
well, yeah. We'd like you to come back, please.
There you go. Gabriel era Genesis didn't chart all that well. Yes, they didn't.
Yeah.
But you had to know. Yeah, what's that thing? IYK. If you know, you know. It was that sort of thing. If you knew back then.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good point, and I think, you know, when we get into the discussion that we were going to have, you know, particularly about the music press, I think, you know, I've got stuff to say about that, you know.
Yeah.
But we'll wait for Nick. We'll wait for Nick. After all, it was his idea, wasn't it?
Yeah. Have you heard that Rolling Stones are releasing a new album?
I did say, yeah. I put my head in my hands and thought, oh dear.
Yes.
Do you know the worst thing about the Rolling Stones releasing a new album?
What?
You know, every single person in the VC, apart from me and probably Nick, will do a video on the latest Stones album, and they'll tell us that it's absolutely brilliant. And I won't believe a word of it. But
well, I'm going to review it, and you'll get an honest.
Oh, I knew you would. I knew you.
But you'll get an honest review.
But you know, it always happens, and I just don't. Honestly, I don't understand the fascination with the Stones nowadays. I'm not talking about, you know, listening to the Stones from the 60s and 70s. That's great. It's just all the stuff, you know, the interminable sort of stuff.
But
Hello, where's Michael gone?
you just turned him off. I turned him on. You've turned him off. There we go. He's back again.
Oh yeah, no, you do it again.
Stop doing that.
No, look.
Right,
Bring
hands
back
off.
up.
Hands
Yeah,
off.
leave it to professionals.
He's gone. There he is.
There he is.
Sorry, Michael.
Yeah,
I was interfering.
He was fiddling around. Now I'm going to do my usual thing of. Book. I've got a new one tonight.
Oh dear.
Anyway, sorry about the late of sending the link, chaps. We've had no power here. Zilt.
Oh God.
Stones tax bill, yeah. Hang on, now we've got all these people up there. Let's see if we can make everything.
Pulsar's heard 2 that have been released already.
Yeah.
Oh, and even Deep Purple have releasing a new album as well.
I thought they were all dead.
No, it's called
No, they were
Splash.
just in Japan meeting our prime minister.
Yes, they have, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's better.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, that works.
That does.
But yeah. I mean, for everybody that still loves the Stones to this very day and loves what they're doing, then that's fine by me. But you know, but personally, I just can't see it. I can't see the fascination.
I can't see Michael's eyes.
Oh, we're having that problem again.
This happened on Saturday, folks. We had a bit of a formatting problem.
Yes.
I mean, is everybody seeing it on YouTube? Okay. I mean, because it's fine by me.
Yeah, it looks good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Michael will have to keep jumping up and down.
Really? Let me see it on YouTube.
I can see it fine on YouTube.
Actually, I don't.
I knew you. You'll get an honest review.
Yeah. Now Nick's here. I'll show you something that arrived unexpectedly in the post earlier on this
I'm
week.
missing on YouTube.
Oh.
Is that what you said, Nick?
There'll be a delay.
Oh. All right. I'm sorry, Mike. Starvation.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. So it's an EP. Yeah, and it's absolutely brilliant, Nick.
There we go.
Yeah. So basically what happened is that you found a copy of this for yourself, didn't you, Nick? And you showed it on the channel.
Yeah.
And I said something like, that looks really good. And you found another one.
Well, I found 2 of us.
You found 2, you said, yeah, and you sent me one.
That was the better of the 2.
It's absolutely perfect. So yeah, it's a charity record from sometime in the 80s. I can't see now. Anyway, it was for Ethiopia, and so you've got all sorts of people on here, and I mean there's a track called Tam Tam Por Ethiopia, which is a lovely bit of sort of like very much sort of like African sort of music, and there's all sorts of people on here. So you've got, you know, people like, let's have a look. Yeah, Salif Keita's on here, Usu and Door's on here. This is just on one track. Yeah, Salif Keita again. King Sonia Day is on here. All sorts of wonderful people, and yeah. So thanks very much, Nick. That was really.
It's all right. You're welcome.
Yeah. Really nice addition. So it's you know, It's an EP, and it was for charity, and yeah, and it sounds a lot better than Feed the World.
I bet it does.
I can see Michael now in his entirety.
And I can see you too, Nick, in your lovely black T-shirt.
Yeah, yeah, it's obviously a sort of framing issue, isn't it?
Yes.
Framing
because at the moment, what it looks like to me, Nick, is that there's quite a lot of sort of surround, around us. So, you and Michael are not near the bottom. Now you are at the bottom.
Yeah, it's gone back to the way it was.
Yeah. So I think you're missing, probably the bottom sort of the bottom 20% of the.
I can see Michael's eyebrows and his forehead.
Is that any better?
His lights just turned off.
I know. Long story.
But for those who are interested,
now I can't. That's a bit better.
Yeah.
That's better. I can see you now.
Yeah.
Can you see
the captions at the bottom though?
No, but
you see, that's
I think I know.
You're missing the bottom bit of the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know who's who though.
That's all right then. You should do by now.
Okay.
Well, actually, if I know we have this on Saturday.
Yes.
Is that better? Can you see me?
Oh, see you just fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've altered my camera.
All right, let's do this. Bubble surprise.
Anyway, we got saying, did you get what we were going to talk about tonight, Michael? Sorry, I haven't.
I did.
Yeah.
On a need-to-know basis.
I should have done it yesterday, but I got tied up with something else. And I thought I'll do it first thing in the morning so you'd see it. But someone tried to nick some cable round here.
Some cable?
Yeah.
Power cable.
Power thieves. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna hide again.
Yeah. We went off about 8:15, 8:45, and it didn't come on till about 3:20.
Wow.
Yeah, luckily I'd recorded everything. I got up this morning with, right, I'll do my recording. It's a nice day, da-di-da-di-da. Editing. So
yeah, you were you were live streaming yesterday in a white shirt somewhere in a brightly lit place, and I was having a coffee with my wife, and I saw that you were giving an announcement that it was iffy 50-50 whether we'd be doing this or not because of the power.
Yeah, that was in my kitchen. I thought, I've got to say, I'll put it out there just to say that we might not be doing this, knowing that you would.
You could have done a cookery video instead.
Yeah. One of these days, I might do one. You never know. Just for a bit of fun.
Well, I'll tell you what, the number of Italian cookery ones that I see complaining about people adding cream to make a carbonara sauce, etc.
Anyway, we've got to thank Nick for this bit of brainwave here on Saturday tonight about doing music literature. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to show something that did come all the way from Japan, and I was absolutely fascinated by what information. Yes.
Nope. What's he doing?
Hello.
And it's, as you said, that you get all the information you want on this sheet here.
Yes.
I did do a thing like a translation thing
with Google.
And this is on one side. I mean, Michael will appreciate this. The entire life of Ian Gillan.
Yeah, they love that detail.
Oh, it goes. It talks about episode 6 and all sorts, and they got it all on that, and that's so fascinating. This is the stuff that you miss. I mean, I know I can't understand it. Well, I did translate it. I scanned it and translated it. And it's fascinating how much information. Is it because it's not like the scripture and the symbols mean more in one, so they can get more information? Is that why they can do the entire history?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of those little symbols is a combination of words or a verb, which in English language would take up 20 times more line space than that single little symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you know that you could take a photo of that sheet, take your camera, affix it onto that sheet, take a photo of it, and upload it to Google Translate and get the whole document translated?
Yeah, that's what I did. I looked into it, and that's on that. It was about 27 pages.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
It was like reading a book. It was
Yes.
amazing. And that's what I thought I'd show this, because this is what I like. Information. I mean, I've read it now. I'm happy. I know exactly what it says. But that's the sort of thing we're going to talk about tonight. Sleeves, magazines. So yeah, I thought I'd show that one.
No, who's going to go next?
Who's going to show?
Yeah. I mean, I was, I'm quite interested in, the music press, particularly sort of, the role that it played, in pre-internet days. And, as I was saying earlier, there were basically sort of four in the 70s. There were four sort of music newspapers in the UK, prominent ones. There was NME, there was Sounds, Record Mirror, and Melody Maker. And as I said before, I thought Melody Maker seemed a bit sort of a bit straight-laced, really. It was, that they seemed to be a little bit behind the times, and so it was really sort of, NME was my favourite, probably Sound second. And then there's Record Mirror, and Record Mirror was very much more sort of geared into, pop music and the charts, really. And in fact, it was Record Mirror that used to publish the charts that the BBC would use. So, the top 20 in Record Mirror was the same as the top 20 that the BBC used for Top of the Pops. And, it's much more a sort of paper that had, kind of like, full page pictures of David Essex and, people like that. Or if you were lucky, Susie Quattro. And, it was okay, but it was more sort of like, it was much more sort of mainstream. But, the influence that these papers had, because particularly in the days of punk, so around about 1976, when punk just sort of appeared, and before there was really any music to go out and buy, there was certainly music to go and listen to, and the NME would cover those gigs, and there'd be unsigned bands that hopefully ended up with a record contract at some point. And me and my mates, we would sort of go through these papers avidly, and just to see what was happening. And it was always nice when you sort of read that one of your favorites was about to release a new album. And that's how it was. And things were a lot less sort of immediate than they are nowadays. Nowadays you just get, you get the internet that tells you everything instantly, doesn't it?
Yep.
And you can find out just about anything that you want. But back in those days, you had to sort of go out of your way, really. And it was quite, as a teenager, I thought it was quite nice as well, because you could, it could be quite sort of cliquey, that you were you were the group, the group of lads at school that were in the know about,
Right.
about what's going on, with particular bands, particular types of music, and and it's kind of socially sort of bonding, around these music newspapers. And I mean, I don't know what it was like for you guys, but certainly, early 70s. That's what it was like for me.
See, the other thing we used to do is join the fan clubs, especially of our favourite bands. I mean, I was a member of Iron Maiden, Status Quo, Marillion. And, when you'd get a little letter each month and you knew about the album long before the rest of the world. So that's when, like you say, Mike, you would be in the know. That you knew or not, we all knew when the Iron Maiden out, when Number of the Beast come out, long before the rest of the world, because the three of us went, oh, they've got a new album out with a new singer.
Right.
It's called Number of the Beast. Whoa. I mean, yeah, we're in the fan club, we know. So, to be in the fan club was sort of, whoa. Yeah, that was the other thing, what gigs were coming up. Yeah,
absolutely. I would do the same, For me, I was living down the south coast, about 20 miles from Brighton. So, Brighton was a place that we were most likely to find a band. Although, it's only about an hour and a half to London. So, we could do that at a pinch, really.
Yeah, I mean, our source for gigs was, especially rock gigs, was the Friday Rock Show with Tommy Vance. And John Peel and things like that.
That's right. John Peel was Monday to Thursday, wasn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Tommy was on Fridays.
Yeah,
and then you'd get Alan Freeman would do his Saturday afternoon thing, wouldn't they?
Yeah, and that we're so lucky that we had DJs that loved their music and they wanted to get this information out to fans. I mean, America was way above us, I think, in them days, because they had more rock, more radio stations that would give out information. You had dedicated rock stations and country stations. Over here, the music that we like, even things like B-52s, wouldn't be on until after 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or you tuned into Radio Luxembourg.
Radio Luxembourg, but after 7 o'clock at night, the interference was just awful.
Yeah, that's right. It was all on medium wave, and it would be unlistenable, wouldn't it?
Pulsar, you devil.
I mean, I'm with Mike all the way in terms of what he described in terms of the magazines, but I mean, for me, my age group, my biggest source of information was somebody's kid's older brother. It was always the older brother or the sister who introduced stuff to you, because I don't know what it was, but that's how you learned about it, right?
Yeah, I agree.
They had the money. Maybe they had a part-time job. They bought the records, and if you weren't too obnoxious, they'd share it with you, let you come into the room.
See, I had a friend like that. He had a sister when I was 13. She was 17, and she was into new wave, and she loved The Cure, Susie and the Banshees. She had a part-time job. She would borrow the paper. So, she was a great source. You're right, Michael. Having a friend that got an older sibling, that was where your information came from. And then you spread it around. And then there was a girl I used to in my school. She was a big ska fan, two-tone. And her dad was involved in the music industry. Up here, he worked up in Coventry, so he got to learn the thing. And she'd come to, so and so's got a song coming out, so and so's coming out. I mean, she told me that the Jury has got this great song coming out. I can't tell you much about it, but it'll be brilliant. And that was Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick.
Yeah,
So, you know,
it's big hit, wasn't it? Yeah,
that was a huge hit. You know,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
But
what.
before you came on, Michael, I was talking, you know, precisely about that. That you know, a friend of mine had an elder brother, and he, you know, he's like 3-4 years older than us, and he went off to University of Canterbury, and you know, when he used to come back, you know, in the summer and the Easter and Christmas and whatever, he used to bring sort of albums with him, and we would tape them, and yeah, so you know, he got to see, you know, bands like Caravan actually in Canterbury. I mean, you know, how good is that?
Right.
You just can't get any better than that, isn't it?
No.
You didn't get any American publications in the UK, probably because the airmail was too expensive. So Rolling Stone, Cream Magazine, Crawdaddy. Do you remember any of those? Okay.
Rolling Stone was
Rolling
available
Stone, yes.
Yeah.
in the UK.
Mm.
You know, I think it was quite expensive though.
Yes.
You know,
I'd heard of Rolling Stone magazine, but I was
It was
got
a
the
newspaper,
impression it was very highbrow, not for us simpletons.
not for the hoi polloi, was it? No,
No,
but the other thing I think about Rolling Stone, and that would be one of the magazines that I'd stand in WH Smith and sort of browse through rather than go and buy it.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know, Rolling Stone, understandably, wasn't really in touch with the sort of music that young people in the UK were after at the time. So,
you know, I think the Rolling Stone,
so it was never really on my radar. Those sort of like, you know, I'd heard of it.
I think the first picture I ever saw of ZZ Top was in the Rolling Stone, and I couldn't get it, and it would have been what, 78 something, and they've got these blokes with long beards, you know. Wow.
Yeah.
But
you know, all that stuff was corporate. It was corporate. They had corporate advertising and things like that. You know? But you know, when you got into the punk scene, they made their own publications. They made their own zines. They self-published.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, probably the most famous of the UK punk sort of fanzines was Sniffing Glue.
Yeah.
And that was great title, isn't it? And that was Danny Baker, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Can't
Danny
remember who
Baker's
else was involved.
brainchild, that was, yes.
Yeah.
he helped out on it.
Right. So who was really behind it then?
One of his friends,
Right.
who I believe used. This came up in me and my eldest lad a good year and a half or so ago. We saw Danny Baker doing his show in Birmingham, and he brought up his time when he was working out in a record shop and his Sniffing Glue magazine, fanzine. But from what I can remember, it wasn't his idea. He helped out on it and perhaps made it a bit better.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the name of the chap who was mostly responsible for it. Or he did another.
It will definitely be in here because this is a you know, this is a book about fanzines.
I know he definitely helped him out with it for a period. Whether he took it on himself, I don't. You know, I can't remember.
You know, homemade. You know.
Yeah, definitely
on a Xerox machine.
Yep.
That'd be a good thing to read, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I've not had this book very long, and I must say I've just sort of browsed through it. I've not actually started reading it, but it's got some, you know, fantastic stuff in here, and it's all, you know, it's printed on sort of quite sort of low quality paper, you know, so it's got a sort of fanzine sort of feel to it, the whole book. So I'll have to read this, and I can tell you about it in a future date, can't I?
Yeah, I mean, when I first joined the Marillion fan club, the web, that was done very, very similar. It was cheap paper, you know, and photocopy, and you could tell it was the old style. Remember when you had to turn the handle to?
Yeah.
But it was just something, you know. It was written by members and of that ran it, and then you get little bits from the band, and others. When you look about it now, you thought it was the best thing since sliced bread when you joined that, and you got your little fanzine every month.
Yeah, and you know, there's some of these things, and I wish, you know, I really wish I'd sort of kept hold of them.
Yeah, I do.
You
to be
know,
quite honest.
and there was a really good sort of publication in Leeds called in the sort of late 70s, early 80s, and it was called the Leeds Other Paper, and it was, you know, it's quite a sort of left wing sort of campaigning sort of newspaper, and it'd give you news about, you know, things that are going on in Leeds and around, but they're always very good, sort of, you know, musically. You know, you'd find out quite a lot, and you'd find out who was going to be coming to Leeds, and you'd get some, you know, decent photographs of the latest gigs and whatever. And I just wish I'd kept hold of some of those, because I used to buy it every week.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little record shop that has all these sort of magazines, and then they let two Herberts from Northampton go in, and we nearly knock it all over the floor. But that's another story.
Yeah, I know. You're an embarrassment to me, quite honestly. You know, I mean, yeah, can't take these guys anywhere. You know,
I am actually a member of a fanzine. I get it every issue. The editor messages me. And lots of other people to let them know that the latest edition is out.
Is that Toya or Gary Newman?
Oh, no.
The two-tone.
Wow.
Before Joe. Oh, right.
Yeah, that's a book.
Yeah.
It's a book.
Hang on.
I've got a copy too. So yeah, Nick very kindly sent me one that he had two of, and it's really good stuff. And there's this book
it's quite professionally done, isn't it?
You know, there's the book, and this is a really comprehensive sort of history of Two Zone, isn't it? I mean, you'll be able to, you'll say more than me.
I've got a spare copy of this, so when I come up to Leeds, I'll bring it up with me.
Oh, lovely, yeah.
But this is packed full of information on, you know, what the gigs and interviews with band members and all that sort of, and it really is sort of professionally done. Lee Morris is the editor and
interviews and reviews, don't you, and all sorts.
Yeah, really is a fantastic mine of information. But what I wanted to say is, how I first started off trying to gain information about bands and artists and all that. And I've told this story before, but it goes back to that.
Yes.
That's the 12-inch single, which I picked up in Leeds. I was with friends, walking from one house to another, and we bumped into another school friend who was carrying a record, which I do have a copy of, and it was a copy of One Step Beyond, and on the other side was Al Capone, Prince Buster. Oh, what's that? What's she got there? And he was telling us, and it was the very first time I'd ever heard the term cover version.
Okay.
But never, I was totally naive about these sort of things back then when I was a school kid. I knew people sang other people's songs. I'd seen them do it and heard them do it on variety type programs on British TV. The Two Ronnies was a classic example of it, comedy program. And it sort of got me thinking, well, how do I find out about bands and artists and things like this? And the only way I could do it was really either ask people at a record shop,
Right.
which was a bit sort of nervy to do. I mean, when you're like 14, 15 and that, and you go up to some sort of skinhead and say, excuse me, can you tell me about this and that, and the different connections to the two-tone and skinhead and blah 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 blah, or go and ask at a record shop, ask the bloke behind the counter, which 9 times out of 10 they were fucking ignorant, didn't know a thing. They were there just to sell you the latest 7-inch single or album, or go to my local library. But the local library wasn't particularly good. They more or less had books like that.
Right,
Yeah.
which was dated.
Yeah, and things like the Guinness Book of Hit Singles,
Right.
which was all well and good. It gave you a band's sort of discography up to a certain point. This one's quite comprehensive. It's like you can pick an artist and it gives you like a timeline and that, but when they were born and blah 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 blah. But it's that was my sort of first introduction into learning about bands and artists and music in general. And as I got a little bit older, we had second-hand record dealers in Kettering, and they knew their onions, and you could go and ask them and have a chat with them. And that is basically how I started going to the local library and just looking at the limited supply of music. I mean, I had the odd book about Elvis Presley and that, but I mean, I'm not an Elvis Presley fan. But that was the only way for me, really.
Yeah.
Or approach some sort of ruffian in the street who was a punk rocker or a skinhead and ask them. But it's not the sort of thing you kind of did, really.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to record shops, that a sort of proper specialist record shops, they're always better than your sort of chain stores, weren't they?
Oh, right.
I mean,
of course.
back back in the 70s, there's Boots the Chemist. They would have a big sort of record department, and then W.H. Smith's.
W.H. Smith's, yeah.
Yeah.
But the lady behind the counter knew nothing about music.
Exactly. And Woolworths as well.
Yeah.
But
Co-op had one in Northampton, but the person that ran that was my auntie.
Right. Oh, yes, you said that you used to get stuff, didn't you?
Oh, yes. My auntie was not just work. And that's how she got the job, because she knew what she was talking about. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying about, that I still use that to this very day.
Right. Yeah.
And I've got another book that I've got, and I've had it. It's very similar to what Nick was showing. Rock and Roll's Movers and Shakers. It goes everybody. It starts off with the first entry, like is ABBA, and it goes through their timeline of what they did. And it goes right up to ZZ Top. This is wonderful. It's got Stevie Wonder in it. All these little bits, Al Green, all these little bits that I come out with when I do my videos. First book I go to. Find out little bits about the artists. Do you remember it when you went into a specialized record shop and you says, I want this album? And they used to get that big red book out.
Yeah, the big catalogue,
the catalogue, and they'd go down and find the catalogue number, write it down.
What was it called, that catalogue?
Oh, I don't know, but I would love to.
It's a particular name,
John Lever had one. It was, and the lad that he knew that book. Oh, I don't know if he sat and read it, but he knew exactly where to turn to.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm not sure if Alf Bailey had one.
Yeah. What?
Ian will know him. Know the name Alf Bailey in Kettering.
Yeah.
I think he had one.
Yeah.
although he was a musical instrument shop, he did have a selection of records, and that's where we get most of our Northern Soul records.
Yeah, he had the big red book. I mean, it was that thick, you know. It was that huge, weren't it, Mike? You remember? It was.
Oh yeah. It was telephone directory and a bit more, wasn't it?
A Bible. It was the family Bible size, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Bible you'd get in the church.
Yeah,
huge, and it's got every catalogue of album that come, you know. And they used to get one every year. So if you'd got a new album, couldn't get the catalogue, but if you wanted something from 10 years ago, he'd find it, get the catalogue number, and the next week he'd have it in the shop for you.
That's right. Yeah, but you know, the independent record shops are always a lot better. And you know, there was one in Eastbourne where I was born. You know, and it was Max Records, a guy called Max, and he was really into reggae. And you know, I learned an awful lot. And he used to stock a lot of Japanese singles as well, but I could never afford to buy them. You know,
I think in my day in Northampton, you either went to John Lever, who'd been there. I mean, there's a record shop that's called Spun Out now, but it's still, and it's set up exactly like John Lever's was. That it hasn't changed a bit. And the other one was Spinner Disc Records. Now that started up near the Black Prince in a little cubby hole.
What was the one that had a downstairs and an upstairs in Abington Street?
That was Spinner Disc when they moved down Abington Street. And
wasn't downstairs more your pop music, and upstairs would be
Revolver was another one that came on in the mid-80s. Revolver Records.
Yeah, they had one in Gold Street, Kettering.
Yeah, that was another good place to go and buy music. But I mean, I was so lucky in this up till about 82. Having my auntie working in the ring, and she used to go to the Stones gigs, and you know, she went all over the place. She used to go to, you know, that my mum, her, and my dad, and they used to go to the New Music Express gigs at Wembley.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
yeah. So you know, she knew her music. You know, having a brother that was in a band as well,
right?
So my dad, so you know, she was up on all of it, and she you know. She was very popular. People would ask for her. Is Jan in? No, sorry. Oh, I'll come back when she's in. Oh, can I help you? So yeah, yes. So you know when you used to buy? Remember when you used to buy albums and you used to get little booklets and things. I've got one example, and I brought this on a whim, but it's the Mike Oldfield boxed, and in here you get a complete history of the first 3 albums and pictures and how we made it. And see, that's what I miss when I got CDs. You had never had anything like this.
Well, yeah, I mean the thing is, sometimes you do, you know, you get a book with a little book with a CD. And the font size is so incredibly small that you know, I'm afraid it's a real challenge for people of our age, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, one of my favourites for that is this album.
Oh yeah, it's got a nice book in the middle, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. You know, and it's got the picture of the band, a little bit of the album.
Yeah.
See, this is what
they don't do that anymore.
No, they don't do that anymore. And then when you go to buy your War of the Worlds. You get all this, you know.
Great minds think alike.
Oh,
yeah.
You pulled that out.
This wonderful artwork. You don't need writing. You can look at this.
Yeah.
But it's got a track listing as well in that, hasn't it? And a few words.
Track listing, and then on the back you get all the people in it and about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magnificent.
Yeah, Nick, didn't you mention sometime before that there was a paperback book of the of the H.G. Wells story
Yeah,
with it?
it's in this box set.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
But, when I brought this, I only paid a couple of quid for it. The book was missing.
Hmm.
And then when I was trying to find the book, I found it, but the image of the book was different to the one the chap sent me. He sent me another War of the Worlds paperback book,
Right
but this is the actual bona fide cover, which I eventually found. I think it was last year. And then I also found out that European editions also came with a 12-inch single, which I also managed to find. So I've added that to the box set as well. It's all.
So what's on the 12-inch single on?
The Eve of the War.
Shift in there and do that.
The War featuring Justin Hayward and Horseshoe Common and the Heat Ray.
All right.
That's side 2.
Excellent.
But yeah, oh, hang on, there goes the book. You've got a write-up on the back as well.
That's the same. It's probably the same one as mine, isn't it? Barry?
Yeah, and it also came with a big poster as well, which I'm not going to undo. But yeah, what else? We mentioned fanzines.
Before you do that, Nick.
Yeah.
Before you do that, Mike and Ian, see if I can get this to come up. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
The big red catalogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one for Victor. Each of the record companies had their own catalogue. One was for Victor, there was one for Decca, and then by the time we get to mid-70s, the internet is starting, and you're starting to get stuff online, and they can look it up electronically, and they'll microfiche and whatnot. But I thought you'd enjoy seeing that.
Yeah.
I also think the European version of this box set is red as well. That's by the by. But mentioned fanzines. I picked up a load of these from a car boot sale a few years ago.
Oh my God, I remember seeing those.
I don't read them. They're put away in I got them specifically for BCLT for Beetle Dave, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
But I remember something similar with Elvis Presley.
Yeah, my mate Lee still is in. He's in the British Elvis Presley Society, whatever it is, and he gets a fan every month.
So who publishes these? Are there advertisements in there? Are they supported by?
No, it's just some independent guy that puts these. He just puts this Elvis Presley out every month or couple of months.
Yeah, but he has costs. He has printing costs.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he pays so much a year towards it, and I think the other one that he's a member of is a Laurel and Hardy one, and they do the same. It's not a big publisher.
So
I remember an old girlfriend from school back in the 70s. She used to get hold of Starsky and Hutch ones as well.
All right.
That's dated 1990. That's not even from the 70s. It says dated February 90s.
But those Beatles monthlies, that I think you could get those in newsagents, couldn't you? And quite a distribution.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not
saying that's dead cert, but I'm pretty sure that you could buy them, in newsagents. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were 50 pence each. So I
Yeah.
picked up a wodge of them. I mean, I'm not a Beatles fan, but I knew somebody would have them, want them, you know. But
Right.
Well, yeah, there are plenty of Beatles fans out there, aren't there?
yeah.
Just
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to pop that back up. Pulsar said they used, in the States, they used Phonolog.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
I don't remember.
3, 2, come on. There we go.
yeah,
well,
that reminds me of that.
That's the sort of thing I'm sure there was something similar to that in the UK.
Yeah,
Just absolutely enormous.
But
yeah.
how do they update it?
They do that every year. They
But
just,
that and they could take out the pages.
yeah.
The pages could
Wow.
be replaced.
Wow.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the days when I was first working for civil service.
Yeah.
That there are all sorts of instruction books and that for the work and everything, and they came in these big sort of volumes, and they'd have all the pages were detachable, and every little while some poor sod, one of the person at the bottom of the food chain had to sort of take out all the all the old pages and replace them with the new pages as things got updated. So I think that's probably how the record catalogue worked.
Yes, and you also had to annotate the addendum page either at the front or at the back of all the changes that had been done.
Yep.
I remember.
Right, yeah,
I had to do that.
I know. Crazy, isn't it?
Oh,
You just think about it. Before anything was on a computer, before we had anything online at all, any computers,
do you remember the old microfiche?
It was all printed. Yeah.
Do you remember the microfiche?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the I mean, that was the that was the modern world arriving, wasn't it? Microfiche. Yeah.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you scrolled it too fast, you shot past what you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. It could give you a migraine, couldn't it? Staring at this thing. Yeah.
That's how I look at newspaper stories.
Yeah.
Historical newspaper stories at the library with the
Yeah. Well, our library kept a whole load of local newspapers. The Evening Telegraph. It was in Kettering. It had every single edition going back to X years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a hive of information. The trouble is, though, if you're a music fan and you wanted to go and look and try and find out stuff, it was very limited.
right.
But the first,
it was more local news than sort of general.
yeah.
Mhm.
But the first book I actually read all the way through, which isn't a dedicated music book, but it involves music, especially in the film, was that.
Oh, Quadrophenia.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a first edition paperback.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So presumably the novel came after the concept and the album and everything.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it says it on the front. The album came first, and now a stunning film.
Oh yeah, based on that's right. Yeah. The novel behind it. So yeah.
But another example of
There we go. Pulsar, back me up. Individual pages on the phone log could be removed and replaced.
Yeah, that's
a nice one.
Books like this were again another mine of information. But I'm going to have to look through this while you gentlemen are chatting away, because there's a name that crops
Yeah.
up in this. A
There we
woman.
go.
3, 2, hang on. I'm making, but there he is.
Yeah, Joe Boyd, white bicycle.
We're ahead of you, Terry.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't know about Joe Boyd, he was an American who had his made his mark on all sorts of British folk and folk rock.
Did he live in the UK?
In so many things, and you know, I mean, and not just folk rock, but other.
Was he an
Other
expat
British music.
living in the UK?
Sorry.
Was he an expat living in the UK?
He was in the UK for a time, but he was he lived in New York, and there's a story in there about him, and he was saying that, you know, he had a girlfriend at the time, and or a woman that he quite fancied, and he said he was on a promise, you know, with this woman, and she said, but I'm going out tonight, and sort of like, you know, come round to my flat, and so this young lady had been out, and she came back, and Joe Boyd was saying that he got there, and she said, you know, you have to sleep on the settee on the sofa tonight, because I brought someone back.
Oh, jeez.
And so he did. Next morning at breakfast, he was sat on the opposite side of the table to Bob Dylan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that puts you where you place, doesn't it?
Yeah. So he said he didn't mind so much in the end, you know, because he was cheated on by Bob, you know.
I can't remember the first sort of music book I ever read. I mean,
A lot of great pictures in this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Looks like Unit.
Yeah. When I was a school kid, I'd see these people sort of walking around, and I quite admired them. I'd love to, you know, have had all the badges and the patches on the leather jacket and the coloured hair and all that sort of stuff. But I don't think my mum would have approved.
No.
No.
My mum and dad didn't approve.
No.
Yeah.
Mind you, the ones around here were bloody scary looking.
Yeah.
I remember when I came home with a copy of Never Mind the Bollocks, I got disapproving looks from my mother. But
Well, yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've all gone through that, but apparently when I started thing, my mum and dad had split up, and I was walking into mum's in the back home and living with mum, and I was walking in with Number of the Beast and all that thing, and she had a word with my dad.
Oh, Catwoman.
Yeah. And he said to her, says, look, can you remember when you used to walk in your mother's house with you know, Cliff Richard and the Beatles and all that sort of thing? And she says, if he gets pleasure out of listening to it, we don't like it, but our parents didn't like what we listened to. He said, you've got to let people express themselves in the.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I mean, I was lucky because I had friends.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, we all had that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes, my dad's name is Terry, and and if my nan called him Terence, even mum was going, "Whoop, Dad's in trouble."
Yeah.
No, but you know, I think I was lucky that I had parents that, you know, my mum was a bit worried when I walked in with Number of the Beast, but you know, I think after Dad had had a little word in the shell line and said, look, you know, we've all done it. You know, this is their time. You know, it's an important time for music for this age group. You got to let it like we did. And I know some of my friends' parents, you know, my mate had to smuggle albums in and hide them. because his mum was quite religious, and then he was buying Black Sabbath and all that sort of thing, and he had to hide them.
Well, yeah. I mean, something like that. I mean, my old man was a sort of, world-class bigot, and he was he just couldn't understand sort of like my fascination with David Bowie in about 1972. He thought I probably needed to see a psychiatrist, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But this is it. But it makes you like stuff even more if your parents, disapprove. It's a sort of it's almost like a sort of it's a stamp of approval in a way, isn't it? That you're going in the right direction.
Yeah,
right.
Terry doing it in his 30s.
No, I think you've got to, as I said, being in a family that like music, But I do feel for these people who had to smuggle in. It doesn't matter what you're listening to, as long as people enjoy it, you can't tell people you can't listen to that, because as you said, they'll go and listen to it more.
Of course. Yeah, but this is the whole thing about youth culture, isn't it? It's meant to. It's meant to piss off the sort of previous generation, isn't it?
I mean, my dad. I mean, my granddad was terrible. Because I like, listening to the New Rose and stuff like that. And you go, God, this isn't music, But
well, I know. But then, neither was sort of Max Bygraves, in my opinion.
No, that's just it.
But if you want to, if you want to get a really good sort of feel for sort of, the birth of punk in the UK, that time, 75, 76, 77. This is a definitive book, I think.
Oh, hang on.
John Savage's England's Dreaming.
Oh, that is a book I know about it, but it's
absolutely superb book. I mean, it's so good, and this is first edition of it. I bought this hardback, when it came out, and it's an absolutely, brilliant.
I might have to go and look on eBay.
Yeah. I mean, you can get hold of it now. It's been,
Well, that's all right. I might treat myself to a copy of that.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to drop that, and then I'm going to go. Yeah. Because Terry's continued on. You move from smuggling past your mum to smuggling past your wife. But then Matt's mum was a classically trained musician and taught music. Her issue was that the music I liked wasn't good quality, simple garbage. Were her words. This is it. I had the same thing. At home, Dad had a big reel-to-reel tape recorder, and he had loads of stuff that he had recorded, music and whatnot. And there were a few box set albums, and it was always things like Mantovani, Joe Lost and his orchestra,
right?
James Last, Frank Sinatra, and that was a huge bloody collection. And then I arrived home one day I'd been working in a bank, first job, and I'd earned enough money, and I went and I got myself an 8-track player. And I bought an 8-track, and the only one that was available in the shop was Glenn Campbell.
Wow.
Before that, if I wanted to listen to anything poppy, rocky, or anything like that, I had to go round to my cousins or a friend to listen to it. Wasn't allowed in the house.
Wow.
Right. What have you got there, Nick?
Ooh.
I don't know. Ooh.
I'm going to shift in there, and then we go. Bonk.
Ah.
I like picking up these old magazines.
Yeah.
Providing they're cheap enough.
Yeah.
Because they do have some sort of collectability and value, especially ones in good nick. But I love looking at the old articles of bands I love. And there's a cracking Slade one in here, and a glam rock article. But there's a name in here. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Jane County.
Yeah, well, there was Jane County and there was Wayne County.
Yeah. Formerly Wayne County. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard the name.
Have you not?
But it sounds she sounds intriguing.
Yeah. So it was
Camp.
Yeah. I mean, Jane County started off as Wayne County. Wayne
Right.
County in the electric chairs, and the American. But
Yeah.
as I understand it, they didn't really make it in the States, you know, but came over here and you know, to get it, you know, to get on the ladder, you know, and
Well, it says here.
John Peel used to play.
It says
Yeah.
a central figure at the heart of glam rock's Big Bang. The legendary Jane County emerged as one of the key figures in defining glam and subsequently punk. Vive la Rock positions itself respectfully for an audience with the one and only Queen of Glam. I've never heard the name.
No fact checker for that publication, Nick. I think they lacked a fact checker.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it was very much a tangential band up against the Plasmatics and probably up against the Cramps. It was camp.
Yeah, well, you've got to be something special to top those two.
Yeah.
That's a cracking magazine.
Yeah. The Ultravox on that, is that Majorian Ultravox? Was it John? Would it be John Fox?
To be honest, Ian, I don't know. I'd have to have a look.
There's some good names on the cover of that magazine, anyway.
Oh no, yeah, New York Dolls, T-Rex, Susie, and Adam.
Yeah,
but it's the very specific bit that caught my eye. David Bowie unveils.
Yeah, there's a Johnny Thunders article as well in here. The sort of thing that makes good reading if you're sitting down having a cup of tea. There's a cock sparrow. These things are an absolute hive of information. That's why I kind of gravitate towards that pile of magazines at the Wall of Sound in Leeds.
Yeah.
There's another great one.
Yeah.
Oh, Mojo. I remember seeing that once.
I mean, some of these magazines are old, but like I say, fantastic articles in there.
Wow.
Actually, I like the Record Collector.
There's a Cramps article in this.
Alan Wolf.
I do you know what? I have the Record Collector calendar every year. I've been having a Record Collector calendar now for about 20 years.
Small Faces article.
Yeah.
It's even got a picture of Kiki D on the back.
There you go.
Rolling Stones, and there's a Madness article in here.
Oh, it's on the back. Oh, I thought it was 10cc.
Yeah.
This is another one I haven't actually sat down and read properly yet.
Oh yeah.
By
That's
the
all
way,
image, isn't it?
there's some bands on there, aren't there? Talking Heads and
Yeah. And then also you get to see about these album and CD releases. You're never ever going to see anywhere else, you know, except for in these magazines.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the biggest magazines for me as a teenager was the first proper heavy metal magazine, Kerrang.
Oh yeah.
Kerrang, yeah.
That was the Bible to people into new wave heavy metal. It was thing, and then what happened? That all changed, and they brought out classic rock, which was basically the same magazine, but for us as we got older. Sparks, yay!
Oh,
The man himself.
Flaming lips, bloody hell! You don't see many publications with the flaming lips on.
yeah.
No,
Gary Newman, Kate Bush, God, that's what I like about that. It just does everything, doesn't it?
you
Well,
might
yeah.
recognise this bunch of Herberts on the back.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Herbert.
who are they, Nick?
Ain't got a clue, mate.
No.
Up and coming
Yeah.
band.
I recognise that hat from somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Beatles, and here's a Slade Dave Hill interview.
Yeah. I noticed there's a good picture of Dave on the back of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking of Dave Hill, I like a lot of audiobooks these days, and a lot of autobiographies and that. I love the ones read by the person that wrote it, and one of the Brian Connolly from the Bill Wyman.
Yeah,
Northern
that's
Soul.
good stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
You probably wouldn't even find half these articles and interviews on the internet either, you know.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I'm sure you wouldn't. Yeah. I see there's Northern Soul in there as well.
Yeah.
Dave Hill's autobiography audiobook is read by Dave Hill. It's absolutely brilliant because he goes off on, you know what, how Dave Hill talks, he goes off on tangents all the time. He does in the book. He stops, he keeps going away from what he's supposed to be reading.
Yeah. Oh,
The Flaming Groovies. Quite, I ain't heard that name for years.
I know.
God. We go and listen to some tomorrow, doesn't it?
Is that the Shadows?
Oh, yeah. Well, I recognise Hank. I don't recognise the others.
Hank,
Marvin's
Bruce,
there, aren't they? Yeah.
and Brian. I don't know who the other one is. Jet Harris, I don't know.
Curly, Larry, and Mo.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, these are fantastic. And for 50p each,
Yeah.
you can't complain. Some of these a collector will pay 10 quid each for. Sometimes I'll buy magazines off the shelf at the supermarket. I won't even read them. I'll keep them safe and clean. I've got loads of old two-tone type ones as well put away because they're worth a good few quid to a collector. I've shown that one, and I think.
Royal State.
I've got to wait until he sees it.
Yeah.
There's a popular one in the VC.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
I know. Yeah.
Have you seen what Mr. Walker said, Nick?
No, I can't see the comments.
Oh, just Nick would suit Dave Hill's hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see you in a Dave Hill wig. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not good as that scabies on the damned thumbnail.
I'm thinking of a word that rhymes with cat.
Shadow's picture is Bruce, Hank, Brian, and the licorice looking briefly in the band between Jet Harris and John Rusty.
The trouble is with books like this, okay, they're a hive of information, but all I can do is sort of just flick through, looking at artists and bands that interest me and not really giving a toss about the rest of it.
Yeah, I think that's what they're made for, really, though, aren't they? They're not,
Yeah.
they're not meant for someone to sit down and read.
Yeah,
them
they're
from
more
cover to
reference,
cover.
aren't they? They're more for reference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if you drop that on your feet, you'd soon know about it.
Yeah.
There you go, Ian. John Rusty.
John Rusty, that's it.
yeah. This
Sounds like an
one's
ice
really
cream seller.
Oh,
there you go.
I'll let you do it, Dave, because I don't know what I'm doing on this live stream. Make Mike big.
Oh, sorry, I was looking for something else. Come on. There we
Yeah.
go.
So there you go. This is this is just a book of the, as it says, the singles cover art of Punk 76 to 80, and again edited by John Savage and Stuart Bacon, because John Savage wrote England's Dreaming. But yeah, just open it anyway. Let's see what we've got. So yeah, so basically it's the picture sleeves of great singles, really, and then you get sort of details about them at the top, and then there's
And what percentage of that book is in your collection, Mike?
Sorry?
What percentage of the jackets in that book are in your private collection?
Quite a few. But probably less than half. But I've got that one. This one here, Kleenex. Yeah, I've got that. Yeah. So they're from Switzerland, I think. Yeah. So it's it's a good book to have a browse through, and there you go. Yeah, I've got quite a few of these that are on the back here. So you got TV personalities there, sort of. Where are we? Yeah, that one there. That's
Isn't that Gary Gilmore's eyes on there?
that's on there. Yeah. So this one is where Bill Grundy now. It's got part-time punks, and you got Ian Jury up the top there. Vibrators, X-ray specs at the end there.
Yeah, you got the Ultravox
Biz Energy. Yeah.
Rock, what's it called?
Yeah. So there's the adverts there.
Adverts, yeah, I recognise that one.
Yeah, and then there's the Desperate Bicycles next to it. Yeah, Swiss, yeah. So there you go. So it's really.
Yeah, but we don't have cake.
We don't have cake, no. Yeah, there's another. Got picture books. There's 2 volumes. This is the Deep Purple. Family Year by Year by Martin Popoff, and it's not a read book. And the way I love about it, it's all done in black and white. So it's like it's a book with bits, but everything that's done like a fanzine.
Yeah,
it's the writing's wonderful because it's Martin Popoff, but it's and it's just about this. It's got John Law Saraban in there. It's all in black and white. I think it makes it a little bit more nostalgic. This goes from 70 up to 79, even after the band split, and there's another volume as well. But these books are wonderful by Martin Popoff. There's reading, there's pictures.
Yeah, quite handy. But I mean, Rob mentioned, he said that this is a bit like a rain break at Test Match Special. Yeah, well, I'm expecting someone to bring a cake in now.
Yes,
because that's what normally happens. Yeah, but anyway, if we could make it a bit more boring, if you like, Rob, and we could talk about Manchester music, couldn't we? Yeah. But this is an antidote to
Right, let's do
to
that,
the
and
stuff.
then do that. Hang
Another
on.
one of the
Three.
Yeah,
Hang on, right.
yeah.
do Mike.
Leeds Art School Punk. Yeah.
You ready,
So
Ian?
anyone that tells you that Manchester is a powerhouse of music in the north of England, they're completely wrong. There's
You tell
nothing going on over there. It was all on this side of the Pennines.
Anyway, this is again sleeve notes. This is the wonderful compilation history of Bozo, the Bozo band. I mean, what you get in here, you get pictures, and the writing is absolute. It has you in stitches, and it's all done like Elizabethan Bible stuff. You know?
Now there was a record. There was a record attached to that, right?
Yeah, the history of the Bozos.
Yeah,
It's basically a greatest hits album of either.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a bit of a battered comp, but I picked it up quite cheap. But it plays well. The cover's a bit battered, but again, it's just you have as much fun. I mean, some of the bizarre pictures of the band.
right.
So I've just looked at the clock, and we've come up to the 2 hours. So
I'll just show that.
okay.
Oh,
Yes.
Absolutely.
that looks good.
Yeah, it's Gary Bushell.
Yeah, Gary Bushel's a bit questionable though, isn't he?
Yeah. And there's another one about two-tone and that. Rude Boys on the Road.
Yeah, just yeah. I mean, just show you this. Yeah, so I see Rob Walker took the bait then. Yeah, Gorilla. This is the Bonsais, and this came with Gorilla. So
It's just wonderful, isn't it? That's when you got a Bozo album, you got something else.
Psychedelic, sort of like late 60s, sort of mucking about.
Do you think it's even better in black and white?
Sorry.
It looks even better in black and white, doesn't it? It gives it that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think that sort of maybe, the kind of psychedelic era deserves a bit of colour as well. But yeah. So that's that.
Oh, Goldie's more from Nick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these sort of books are good, where they're written by the people who are actually there. They're actually at the heart of it, weren't they?
Mm.
Yeah,
That's what
I've got to show this, of course, before.
Oh yes, you've got to.
Yeah. Well, it's a gamble, and I've got to show you sort of, I've got to show you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Do you see what it says there? To Mike with love, Pauline. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah,
think that's
I
a good.
chat with her that day when she was doing the book signing.
Yeah.
There you
One
go.
last one.
Bait truly taken.
Okay. One more from Nick.
Yeah. Right.
Kurt Cobain journals.
Right.
I actually pinched this from a doctor's surgery. I'm ashamed to say.
No kidding, a doctor's office? Really?
Yeah, I was sitting there waiting for a diabetic eye test, and Jackie was sat next to me, and she had a shoulder bag, and she put it down on the table, and I slipped into her bag without her knowing. And then when it came, it was time to leave. She picked up. This feels a bit heavy, and she looked at it. I said, "Quick, get out, get out!"
I don't know. Yeah.
And
So what was your plan then, Nick? If it had all gone pear-shaped, you would say, "No, I don't know her. I'm not with her."
yeah. There you go.
Let's see, who can we-
Anyway, I've really enjoyed this going through.
Yeah, it's been fun.
something. So that's given me
Right,
an
I'm gonna-
idea because we've not got a
That's
live stream next month because Mike's going to be an expecting grandfather.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Dave is he'll be at a wedding, so the rest of us can take a sabbatical.
Okay. So July.
But in July, I'm going to set some homework for you.
Okay. Hope I
Okay,
remember it.
we always mention this TV program, the old grey whistle test. We've had.
Yes.
I think it's time that all of us go and pick our 5 favourite sessions from the old grey whistle test.
Okay.
Available on
Yeah,
YouTube.
that's a good idea.
It's then most of it's on YouTube, and what we'll do if you've got something that represents it, you can do it, and etc. So that's your homework, but chaps, go and find your favourite sessions from, and see how many it doesn't matter if we clash, because there'll be a reason why we pick them, because they're good. Doesn't matter what order, we're not going to rank them or anything. There's 5 outstanding performances from
Your favourite 5.
your favourite 5. Did you get that, Nick?
Yeah. I know one of them.
I think I know mine already.
Yeah, I've got quite a few.
Yeah, it's just it gives me an excuse to sit through lots of old grey whistle test missions. Okay, well, thank you very much for everyone for watching. I'm glad we got it out and running and on the new stream. So yeah,
Matt's just binge Top of the Pops.
yeah. Well, we might do a Top of the Pops at some stage, Matt. So don't worry.
Top of the Pops or Top of the Pops 2.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we better make up
all
with
all our favourite DJs in the early 70s. That were on
Yeah.
Pops.
Yeah. Half of them can't be mentioned.
At least half, yeah.
Right. Let's make a little our usual something. Bit of everything here.
There we go. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all in July.
Yep.
So,
Bye.
So, bye.
Yeah,
Bye,
everybody.
sir. Cheers,
See you
everybody.
later.